What up? It's Jimmy the Bag from odds.com. This is a clip from our big Monday opening lines, early leans college football show. If you want to see the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It is exclusively on odds.com. We break down every single midweek game and we hear best bets from John Ryan, Connor Mack, and Noli Knows. And we're coming off a big Saturday, which helped immensely. Keep rolling, get paid in full. And thank you for watching. Let's move on to a play that you want to make, Noli Knows. Next up, a best bet spot for you on the board, also at 12 p.m. Eastern. Appalachian State Mountaineers, 6-1, 4-0 in the Sun Belt at number 15th ranked. Coastal Carolina, Chanticleers, 7-0, 5-0 in the Sun Belt. Conway, South Carolina, 71 Fahrenheit, sunny, 4 miles per hour, beautiful weather. App State coming up their 5th straight win, but just barely squeaking by Georgia State at home, 17-13. No worries here. We were all on Georgia State last week, plus I think we got a 17.5 or 18.5. I can't remember exactly. App State, and it's good. I didn't need to remember because it was that easy. Minus 4.5 for Coastal Carolina with the total at 51. Coastal Carolina had last week's game postponed due to the Detroit Trojans coming down with multiple positive COVID cases. We last saw them in a 23-6 win at home over South Alabama, and we've all fallen in love with their freshman quarterback. Noli Knows, App State, Coastal Carolina. What's your look?
Yeah, you mentioned it, Jimmy. Everybody's talking about Grayson McCall. He's been a great story, and some that they've been a great story as a team, though, as a complete team, really, with Coastal Carolina. This is pretty much for the Sun Belt. There's a conference that I follow pretty closely. And Appalachian State, this is a tough spot for them, being that their main guy, their quarterback, Zach Thomas, is questionable for the game. I'm really not sure if he's going to be able to go. He was grimacing in pain when he went down. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly happened, but he goes down, and albeit the backup, you got a senior backup, Jacob Huseman, hasn't really done too much. He did okay to be able to win the game for Georgia State, but they've been doing it by running the ball. They've had a revolving door at Appalachian State, and this year they've been running significantly more than years past. They're running an average of 47 times a game, and they've been relying on the defense. The defense has looked really good this year, only giving up 16.9 points per game. And that's where I'll be focusing mainly for me, myself, is going to be on the defense of this game and the type of matchup that we're going to have. This is basically for the conference, and I think it'll be the playoff type atmosphere. I look at the total right away. They set it at 50. I was able to grab that. And, I mean, I thought that I would see some action going on the over, being that people see these two teams and what they're able to do and put up points. But if you look at what they've been producing, Appalachian State on the year, 6-1 to the under. Coastal Carolina, 4-3 to the under, but have rattled off 4 in a row. And really their offense hasn't been as potent as you might think. I think it's a little bit more swayed to some of these blowouts and some of these lesser opponents that they faced. I think this is going to be a really hard-fought matchup, more so what we saw with Appalachian State going against Marshall when it was a 17-7 game. Maybe not that low scoring, but I expect it to be a very physical up front and one in the trenches. No matter who's at quarterback for Appalachian State, I like the under.
The under. Everybody in the chat here wanting Coastal Carolina. What's keeping you off the side, Noli?
I would agree with Coastal Carolina, especially when we're talking about that. I mean, it's still going to be a battle. I think this game comes down to the last possession, and that's what I don't like. I don't think Coastal Carolina is running away with this game. This game is going to be a battle. I think both teams were looking ahead last week when you look at the totals of their games, with Appalachian State barely squeaking out a W. So I didn't want to get involved with the side. I just feel more comfortable with the total.
John Ryan, big Sun Belt affair, App State, Coastal Carolina. Take it away.
Well, I support Noli on the under. I don't know if I'm going to cruise with them. It's very likely. It's another one I'm going to put down on my blotter here to clarify in Saturday's show. There's a system here that's 100 wins and 45 losses with 4 pushes. That comes out to a whopping 65% winners over the last 5 seasons. And you play under. Again, this is contrarian. And these are the ones this time of year that come up because you have enough games in place and it works. I can't say it works for this specific game, of course, but over the course of the season, it works. So you're going to play under with any team against the posted total that are excellent passing teams, both team and opponent, that are gaining 7.5 or more passing yards per attempt. And that's it. And you have to have 7 or more games in. 7 or more games in, 7.5 or more passing yards per attempt. Bet under.
We have unders. And at this point, it looks like the total is rising. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's just jumped out on the market. Let me see. Why don't I refresh this? Maybe that will help too if I give this a refresh. See if we get some added numbers here. Yeah. Nice. Oh, God, no. Sorry. I take that back. It's dropping fast. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong spot.
Must have been because we said it, Noli.
This has dropped down to 48.5, Noli.
Just like in the last 10 minutes or like
in the last hour.
Yeah, that's I mean, I'm still flirting with that. Still getting in that range, but I would still take it at 48.5. But I mean, well, I guess we got to do the shows earlier.
Wow, that's a fast move.
Keep our mouth shut.
And John, by the way,
we don't. Nobody has enough power to move a line.
In the last hour, John, you were right about that Purdue Minnesota total. That's climbing quickly. That's moved up to 61.5, like you expected. Wow, got to refresh a little more often. Okay, let's keep moving here. We have some looks that Connor wants to talk about, so I'm just going to save Connor's games until he comes back, if he comes back. If not, because one of them is Iowa, Penn State, that I know John wants to talk about as well. But it was a Connor best bet, so we'll wait and see if he can return. Something very quickly came up.